Hello again, my little mathematicians. We are continuing on with reviewing Mod 16, which is Unit 7. So please follow along in your textbook on page 488. And we're going to start with example 2, where it says the number of goals for the 13 players on a soccer team are 4, 9, 0, 1, 1, 2, 0, 0, 2, 8, 8, 3, and 1. Use the data for exercises 2 through 3. So the first thing it says is please make a dot plot for the data. Describe the shape, center, and spread of the data distribution. So I'm going to go ahead and at 4, I'm going to put a dot. 9, put a dot. And kind of make it the same size as this one and in line with it. 0, 1 happens twice, so I'm going to put one dot on top of itself. 2, 0 happens 2 more times. And notice that when it happened twice, like it was in line with this one, and then there's one more above it. So you always want to keep them like the same size and the same distance apart, so it's really easy to see how they fall when you look at it. Okay, continuing, you have 1 at 2, 2 more at 8. And again, if it happened twice, they're all in line with each other. 3, and finally, 1 more at 1. So now you can quickly see, oh, the most highest occurring things were 0 and 1. Now, how would you describe this data set? Go ahead and press pause. And sorry for the cat intrusion. Press pause and then try to see if you can answer it and then unpause it and check. Okay? If you just came back with me, again, if you have something different, as long as you have some of the terminology in here, that's fine. So I said that the data is skewed right because if you look at it, here's the vast majority of the data, and then there's a few screwballs. It's like one of those bad puns that we have at the bottom of our riddle worksheets, right? The pizzazz worksheets. So think of these as like the screw-offs that just won't follow along with everyone else. They're messing up the data set. Everyone else is following along and really good. And then there's these guys that are screwing off from the rest of the class, okay? So screwballs is where it's skewed. Wherever the screwballs are, or screw-offs are located, that's the directions that it's skewed. Because I always thought of it as the other way around, so this helped me get it right. Where the screwball is located, well, that's the direction that the data is being skewed. Okay, so since the screw-offs are off to the right, that's what's skewing up the data. And then peaks is another thing you can mention. Where are the highest points in the graph? 0 and 1. You could have also mentioned the outliers. That's what screwballs are. They're the people that aren't following along with the rest of the group. They're either way far off from the data set. They could either be too big or too small. Okay, so the outliers are 8 and 9. You could also say most of the data is clustered around 0 to 4. Okay, that's another thing you could use. So when they ask you to describe the shape, you can use the word symmetrical if it is indeed symmetrical. But if your graph is skewed, then it's not symmetrical. So symmetrical or skewed, you could talk about where the peaks are, if it has any outliers, and then if there's clusters at some point. All right, and that's how you would describe the data set. Now, if this is a year where we are asked to find the box plot or box and whisker plot, then let's follow along with number 3. Or if you're just curious of what they mean by a box and whisker plot, you can follow along. It says, find the median, lower quartile, and upper quartile, then make a box plot for the data. All right, so from this data set right here, let's go ahead and find the median. So I can use my dot plot. I'm going to cross off from beginning, end, beginning, end, beginning, end, beginning, end, beginning, end, beginning, end, and voila. There is my median. So I'm going to put my median as 2. Now for my upper quartile, you should have an even amount on either side. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dots below it, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dots above it. So let's find my lower quartile first. Cross off from beginning, end, beginning, end, beginning, end. Hey, it's between the values of 0 and 1, which is 0.5. And then for the upper half, it's to the right of your median. And sometimes if you don't want to use it on a dot plot and you want to write them out instead, you could have 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 8, 8, 9. Because there was 3 answers of 0, 3 1s, 2 2s, 1 3, 1 4, 2 8s, and a 9. And you could cross off that way. Okay, but I'm using the dot plot. So cross off from beginning, end, beginning, end, beginning, end. So it's between the data values of 4 and 8. I know that that is 6. If you didn't know that, you would go, okay, it's between the data values of 4 and 8. Find the average of those two numbers. Well, 4 plus 8 is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. All right, when you make a box or box and whisker plot, same thing. Box plot is the same as a box and whisker plot. You draw a dot at your smallest value in the set, 0. You also draw a dot at your biggest value in the set, 9. You draw a dot at your median, which is 2, your lower quartile, which is a half, and your upper quartile, which is 6. Then you draw a box around your median value and draw a line down from your median. And then you draw whiskers from your maximum to the upper quartile and your minimum to the lower quartile. So hence it is called a box and whisker plot. There you go. That's all there is to it.